Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Finally. And it's been a month since my last Yu-Gi-Oh! Video, and I decided to put that thing on hiatus, and honestly it will still be on hiatus for the foreseeable future because, well, I mean, Konami wanted to push the Year of Fire, and now they are slowly but surely excuse me, they're slowly but surely correcting it by giving us a banlist update that is closer to the paper game. But there are a few other things that are definitely not close to the paper game. They are wholly unlimiting monkey board, as you guys can see here. This was like released a while back, like there, as you can see, May 27th, and it will be applied on June the 7th. This ban list will honestly not do too much to the Year of Fire that is currently ravaging the entirety of the Master Duel upper echelon right now. All of the Yuki tubers who are playing in like in high diamond and up, all they ever encounter is Snake Eyes and one of its many variants, and everybody and their mother is trying to find ways to either beat them or join them. So yeah, just a short pit stop here at the ban list update for June the 7th. I'm not exactly going to go over a lot of it since this is like very old news by this point. But otherwise, we're going to move now to the deck that I will be playing today, which is one of the really unorthodox decks that is being used to combat the meta right now. So, cut to the deck profile. Ladies and gentlemen, Burn. Yes, we are going to be playing Burn today. With monster effects being so extremely rampant right now, a lot of people are packing their decks rather with a lot of monster negates. But nobody is exactly ready for back row based decks, and really in the top of at like the upper echelons of the Master Duel meta right now, the only back row deck that is even remotely surviving and or thriving is Labyrinth, because of its plethora of recovery tools and grind game and even its interaction. It's the only back row deck that can even hope to survive against it's the only back row deck that can survive in the Year of Fire. Like, Jesus Christ, the Year of Fire is a really hot mess indeed. But the other back row deck that is surprisingly surviving, in spite of everything, is Burn. Specifically the Trap variant, because this deck is it definitely catches a lot of people off guard, and with your duels with this deck, you either finish really fast or you die really slowly, because this deck does not have card draw in the slightest. Although if you want an upgrade for this entire quote-unquote archetype, just replace all of these spots with time-rending Morganite. This is a semi-budget version of the deck because, you know, Max C is Max C. And then just replace the pots with time running Morganite. Like, there is no other way about it. It's card draw that cannot be Ash Blossomed in any way, shape, or form, and drawing too deep in with this deck is extremely helpful because you're just hoping and praying that the amount of burn damage that you do will be enough to kill your opponent, and sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes my opponents are wise enough to basically not walk to their death, and the pots, while they're helpful, once they've been spent, sometimes it's just not enough. It's just not enough. Time Ready Morganite is definitely outclassing a lot of what the pots do, especially in a best of one format. I would go over the card by card, but I'll probably only go over the card. I'll probably just let the cards do their thing as you see them in the duels. But I will, you know, do go over a little of them. So starting here with Mahama, the Fairy Dragon. This is an effect that I did not quite think would be. I thought very little of this card at first, but because it activates in the hand, so I thought it would be negated. But after talking to a judge, apparently it doesn't actually get negated, quote unquote, until it's actually on the field. So um, once that happens, it basically dodges a lot of traditional removal far more than I thought it would. And more often than not, this guy can be used to finish your opponent off in case all of your other burn spells don't do their work. Or you can also use it to recover. But more often than not, you use it for the second sentence. Then, of course, Lava Golem as our only form of creature removal because it's fucking Lava Golem, and the burn damage is also incidental. And then moving on to the plethora of trap cards in this deck, just desserts, 500 damage for each monster they control. Um, I mean, this is an easy 2,500 points of damage if they have a full board of monsters, so there's that. And then Ceasefire was a card that I didn't normally understand because I thought, okay, this just copies 4 to 6 of just desserts, and then I realized, after reading the card again, essentially, it affects every effect monster, including yours. So if you also have an effect monster on the field, let's say Mahama, that's an additional 500 points of damage for Ceasefire. The first sentence, or rather the first part of the sentence doesn't exactly matter because you're only really after the 500 damage more than anything else. Ring of Destruction, this card used to be legendarily powerful, but now you do have to watch out for the condition because you need to target a monster whose attack is less than or equal to your opponent's life points. If let's say your opponent only has 700 life points, you cannot target a monster that has more attack than that. So this actually gets worse the longer the game goes. So if you draw this early, you'd better set it and use it right away. Then, of course, Secret Barrel has been a staple in Burn ever since. 200 damage for each card in hand and card they control. You don't never leave home without it. Dimension Wall, as you might notice, there is no Magic Cylinder in this deck. Because this is simply a lot better than Magic Cylinder. Then moving right along, we have Secret Blast and its partner in crime, Bad Luck Blast. There are a lot of conversations in the Burn community. Yes, there is a Burn community on the ratios between the two because they both essentially do the same thing-ish. And by the same thing, I mean if they are destroyed by a card by an opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, it inflicts 1,000 damage. Yes, but they do also have an effect where Secret Blast inflicts 300 damage for each card they control. So a slightly stronger Secret Barrel, but it only affects the cards that are on the field. And then Bad Luck Blast is a slightly weaker Ring of Destruction, but it doesn't destroy the monster. Some people do without this, and there are also builds that have that eschew this entire package entirely and have Waking the Dragon package, and also, of course, to go alongside that, Time Running Morganite, which is also really, really goddamn good. And moving right along to that, tying this entire trap package together, we have Trap Trick in a deck where you have nothing but trap cards and lots of redundant copies of them. I mean, why wouldn't you have Trap Trick? And then our two other cards in here, and with this, some of the ratios in this deck are apparently extremely set in stone. I have been grinding this deck out in the background for the month that I wasn't recording Yu-Gi-Oh! And my commentary, as you guys have probably already noticed, is freaking all over the place because, good God, recording for a month without Yu-Gi-Oh! I've definitely forgotten how to do some things. We're gonna go over the spicier one first. Boo Boo Game. This basically fogs one monster attack, and then same thing with the two blast cards. If it's destroyed, you get to take two normal trap cards from the graveyard, and then you activate them this turn. So sometimes if your opponent does indeed destroy this, um, you get you get some bonus effect out of it. And one cheeky thing that is not inherently obvious with the blast cards and boo boo game, you can still activate them in response to them being destroyed, and they would still count as being destroyed by an opponent's card. So it's basically a 2-for-1 in your favor rather than your opponent's. So keep that in mind when you're playing this specific build of the deck. And then, of course, last but not least, this is definitely a meta call. Gravedigger's Trap Hole. There are a lot of graveyard-based effects right now, especially with Snake Eyes. 2,000 damage is 2,000 damage, but as I've been playing with this deck, two copies is usually more than enough, because if you're not facing off against a graveyard-based deck anyway, this having this at 3 can be extremely bricky. And of course, for Trap Trick, you definitely need more than one copy, so having two is more than enough. And of course, an entire Extravagance and Prosperity package in the extra deck, it doesn't really matter, because your main deck will hopefully carry you to victory. And that is our extremely truncated deck tech, and it's honestly extremely better to just see this entire deck in action so that you know what to do. Oh, and one more thing, you don't go first with this deck. Yes, this may be a trap-based deck, but surprisingly, you don't go first with this deck. Why? Because you actually need your opponent to have a board in order for you to do some damage. And imagine your opponent's face every time where they set up a full board of negates, and then all you do is set 5 and pass. And your opponent's going to be extremely horrified at that aspect. So you guys are gonna see a lot of cheese with this deck. And also, one final thing before we really jump into duels. Duels with this deck are either really slow or really fast. So let's burn this house down. Hopefully, very very quickly. My opponent is making me go second, which is definitely the biggest mistake he'll make in his entire life, especially against this deck in particular. But if we use Maxi here, it might actually prevent him from going full ham. But since Kashtira is still around, I might as well, use my now innate reflexes to use Maxi in the draw step, and then hope and pray from there that they are a Kashtira player. No, they maybe not. We're gonna see. I'm not exactly going to be playing too much on my turn. I'm just using this as a defensive option, opponent. I don't know what my Korean opponent's name means, but oh, against Drytron, okay, they could special summon a lot, or they could just set up their hand for next turn. But getting Drytron Nova is definitely a sign that they're still going to try to push in spite being under max C. But okay, yeah, they're gonna push in spite being under max C, so that's good for me, which means there will be fodder for this lava golem. And there we go, one of the newest pieces of support for this deck. This card is insane for Drytron. Well, it's also like support for Asartex, but this is used more for Drytron. But I have been facing off against my fair share of Drytron or Sartex, or as I prefer to call it, Antarctic ice dragons or something like that, which is just ice barriers but in space. Actually, yeah, they should be better called that way, ice barriers in space, because that's exactly what they are. Uh, and having Serpentron, I believe his name is, yeah, the boss monster from the boss monster for the deck, where he negates the effects of monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck that turn. It hurts. That actually really hurts. But we're going to make my opponent extremely disappointed now by tributing off his two monsters here. We'll put Lava Golem in face-up attack position because I do not respect him in the slightest. And we're going to set, once my there we go, set 1 once my laptop catches up. It's been really hot the past couple of days, but it's bearable. But my opponent decided to just concede. Okay then, I guess we can chalk that one up in the victory books. Once it catches up, and there we go. Yeah, my opponent surrendered. I mean, yeah, I think he saw what was coming, so... Well, I mean, I told you guys, the duels with this deck either really fast or really slow. So we're just gonna move on to the next one. Well, I won the die roll, and I am also going second. So let's see what my opponent has for us here, and we have a decent hand. We have Pot of Extravagance as Ash Blossom bait because we do not care about Ash Blossom in the slightest. We also have well, the only bad thing is we only have 2 burn cards. So if we run dry at any point during this game, we are definitely going to be sitting ducks. So max C during my opponent's draw phase. So let's just see. Okay, he's just going to set, and he just sets one and passes. All right, not even giving me 1 card. Oh, excuse me. So we have 2 dimension walls, a secret barrel, a boo boo game. So we're gonna see if we bait anything with Ash Blossom. Do we get Ash right here, opponent? And we're also going to see what version of Ash Blossom you have. Nope, just putting it on the maxi. Sure. Unfortunately for you, opponent, that is a maxi that is completely wasted. Because I will just draw 2 cards, set 4, and then pass back to you. This is literally my entire deck, man. You're not going to get anything out of me with that. Once my system catches up, there we go. All right. So we do that, and then, oh god, this heat is really testing the limits of my machine right now. I already have the fan pointed right at me. Well, not really at me, but rather more at my laptop, my aging laptop, more than me, because good lord, it needs it more than I do. But it still works. It still manages to truck along just fine. So let's see here. We just set 4. We pass. We have Mahama, so we can quite literally finish off my opponent whenever we want to here. Because we have 2 dimension walls, and we can keep going in spite of everything here. And okay, cool. We can use secret barrel later, so we're just going to set another 1, and then we pass back. My opponent is not going to do anything as of this very moment. They're probably thinking, this guy is probably Labyrinth. I'm going to wait for him to move, whatnot. No, 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 no. I am not Labyrinth. What makes you think I'm Labyrinth, opponent? Look at my field, okay? Especially my field, my sleeves, and look at my mate. Do you think I'm a Labyrinth player here? Okay. Oh, well, he's playing a Labyrinth, alright, but not the Labyrinth I'm thinking of, okay? So he's playing the new Gate Guardian support, so there's that. And one thing about the Gate Guardian support is they have a monster from the extra deck that can, once per chain, just completely negate a spell trap. And yeah, and he's bringing out the big guy right away. He's bringing out the big guy right away. Gate Guardians combine. When your opponent activates card effect that targets a card you control. Well, unfortunately, I don't exactly target. Going into combat, sure, opponent, sure. Here, have a dimension wall. This doesn't target. There we go. This doesn't target. Hey. The 3750, thank you. You're going to take that one to the face. And how about another 3750 once the spike of lag goes away. Trust me, opponent, I am not slow playing on purpose. It's just that when my machine has a small bout of overheating, it definitely slows everything down. But so we're just going to oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it, my boy. You can do it. There we go. See? Now we get Mahama down. Then we do this, and then we inflict 3750 more. And there we go. So now he's down to 500. Oh no! Will you still continue your attacking opponent? I wonder. I wonder. When the math works out, the math works out. But yes, we're just going to kill my opponent now. Here, take 500 damage. 1 by cheese. See, this is one of the faster duels that this deck can do. Oh my god. Let's move on to the next one. I am going second, but my opponent won the die roll, so let's see what kind of shenanigans they can set up here. And good god, we are in for a rough time. But I think it's fine. It's fine. We have a decent spread of burn cards, and then we have Pot of Extravagance to bait in Ash Blossom. But my opponent could give us the victory right here, right now, if and only if they make a mistake with their Small World bridge. Okay, they managed to get Baby Cerosaurus. I hope that's the one they're looking for, and it is. It is the one they're looking for. So they had to get rid of Dogoran and Animador and Archosaur to do that. And yes, I still know how to pronounce those things because I was a dinosaur main for the longest time. Like in the earlier videos of me getting into Master Duel, I was a dinosaur main, and the advent of Kashtira has steered me off the deck entirely because if the graveyard is shut off for you as the dinosaur player, you're just shit out of luck. And there's also no way to recover stuff out of the banished pile anyway, so it's just not worth playing dinosaurs at that point, honestly. But my opponent's going to do dinosaur combos that I have missed so dearly, but with Kashtira still at full power in the format, it's just not worth playing dinosaur in this environment. Some people still believe in it though, especially with the new support that came in, the Xenosaurs, if I remember correctly. Yeah, here he is. I was just talking about you, and it does give a synchro path, and yeah, some people have also suggested this to me. Add a link line for Sprite Elf, and then a few more other generic monsters. So and oh, by the way, the babies, they're all non once per turn destruction, so they can just keep going here like for as often as they want. And what the fuck? What the hell? How many lines do you have? I need to check your deck list out, good sir, because I mean I don't play dinosaurs anymore, but good god, I miss it. I miss it every day, man. I miss my scaly boys and girls. Oh my god, but they are definitely in desperate need of things that are going to do a lot more than what I was doing way back when. Okay, yeah, double Evo. You should have gone for they probably should have gone for Ultimate Conductor Tyranno right away. And or rather they shouldn't have gone for UCT right away and should have gone with Baron de Fleur first. But okay. Fusion summoning. What are you using as fusion summon material? Okay, hand and field. Sure. It's Hornsaurus. I've never heard of you. Are you new? You're likely new. Can attack directly the turn it's special summon. Can only use the following effects. If it's fusion summoned, it places a field spell. Okay, we have Necro Valley. Okay, sure. And then oh, I get it now. I get it. That's what that's for. All right. So I've never heard of this fusion monster my entire freaking life, but apparently it fetches out a field spell, and it's any field spell at that. So if dinosaurs have this line now, then I just might rebuild this deck again. Well, after something is done about the menace that is fire. That is well, Fire Kings are the Fire King support is not here yet, so we're not in that part of the meta just yet. But we will get there eventually. I just want to read this guy again. I've never heard of this thing. During your main phase, it also gives you an additional normal summon. So, the Kaitotera is probably just a one-of, since it's only ever really used for this specific interaction to get a level 6 on board, so you can have another level 6. That is insane. But we're going to bait out the if they have any spell negates right now, which I believe is what Lars does. Yeah, I'll call him Lars. I never call him Evozar Lars, and nobody ever calls these guys by their like archetype names anyway. They just call him Dolka and then Lakia, Then we have Lars here as well. So let's see if you're going to use your negation on this. No, you do not. That is interesting. So we're just going to set. We're gonna set, and I'm gonna use the drag and drop this time around because of the lag. We're just gonna set 5, and then we're gonna pass. And then on your draw phase, we're going to do our thing. So, we're going to... Okay, you draw cards, so we will try to destroy your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, since you're still at max health. And then we'll literally chain everything else. Okay, sure. Detach 2 materials, up to 2. You can detach up to 2. Wait, it's detached up to 2? Really? Oh, right. Detach 1. And, it's not once per... Wait, it's... Oh my god, Lars is not once per turn. Oh, no. Oh, no. But no. He's still going to take, like, 2,000, 4,000. We also have a Just Desserts. Yeah, he's still going to take a buttload of damage here. Unless he does. Unless... I'm basically going to burn through all of his, Lars negates here. Oh my god. And then we're going to put the Just Desserts in between all of these once my laptop recovers. And there we go. Alright, so Just Desserts as well. There we go. And then we're going to activate another ceasefire. There we go. And then after that, we're going to activate Secret Blast, which is 3, 6, 9, 12. I mean, it's only 1,200 damage, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And we don't work off of the graveyard anyway, so we're fine here, we're fine. I did manage to burn through his 2 Spell Trap negates, so why did he wait that long to do that? I don't know why, but he will be safe from damage for now, so he takes 15. Oh, right, because the field spell is included. So 15, 2k, 2k, and then Ring of Destruction is also negated, so that's all of our cards. And now, if he attacks with literally any of his bigger monsters, he is definitely dead. Come on, attack with your big boys first. Ah, not that one. Come on, attack with your bigger ones first. No, I'm not using that one yet. Not yet. Okay, cool. Using UCT. Ah, oh no, that hurts. Ah, okay, here. Have a Mahama. But I believe that will trigger Dolka. Yes. It will be destroyed, sure. I believe I'm still dead. Yes, this is more than enough damage. So, yes. I just lost to, well, my former main deck. I mean, good on him. In spite of everything that I tried to do, they still managed to push through. So let's move on to the next duel. Going second, so let's see what my opponent has for us here. Our hand is nothing but burn cards, but burn cards aplenty is more than enough for this specific strategy. So let's see if my opponent walks into it. One thing that I love about this deck is you don't exactly need to pay too much attention to what is happening on board, unless of course you have already set your cards down, because there are pseudo control elements to this deck, because it's knowing when you should fire your burn cards in order to inflict the most amount of damage possible. And I have been at fault for either firing too early or firing too late, and that definitely has cost me a couple of duels here and there. But if you do fire your burn cards at the right time and at the right spots, your opponent starts becoming cagey and starts spending resources or holding back resources when they should and or shouldn't. So my opponent here is playing Sprites, highly invigorated by the fact that Sprite Jet will finally be lifted from being limited, to being semi-limited. But I'm pretty sure all of the Sprite parts will come back to like unlimited sooner or later. But most likely blue will stay at 1, because this card, well, stay at 2 right now, but if it will be limited to 1, I guess it's like sure, why not? Sprites are like tier 2-ish. I mean, they're still a really consistent combo deck, and they work really well with Live Twins, so it's something at least. they don't really have any negates. Like what? Well, not so much of a negate whatsoever. They use out of engine stuff to do that. All right, no, they do have a negate in Carrot and I keep forgetting who the other one is, but it's the red one. Carrot is the one that has monster negates, and then the orange is negates, and then the red one is the one that negates spell traps. And then they have a plethora, and I mean a plethora of monster pops here and there. So we're just there. Oh, Carrot is the one that negates spell traps. So who's the orange one? I'm already forgetting, and my foot is itchy. There we go. All right. Um, so my opponent is going to combo off, and we'll just be back when they have made their end board. Okay, we're back, and my opponent's board might not look like much, but knowing what the live twins can do and also knowing what the sprites can do, they have ways to play during my turn. So, and with Sprite Carrot being the scariest thing they have here, I believe getting rid of her is our main strategic priority. But we cannot exactly get rid of everything all at once. So what we're going to do with our lava golem here is we're gonna put it here, and then we will actually have to get rid of their sprite elf and then carrot as well, so that they will have to work just a little bit harder in order to basically survive what I'm about to do to them. I'm not too worried about the live twin part of their deck, since it doesn't really deal with spell traps too well. But other than that, they can definitely punch through this somehow. So we're going to test them right now. Sometimes the drag and drop doesn't work. We're going to test them right now and see if my opponent has something against this. And there we go. Let's see if my opponent has something to say against all of this. So Lava Golem should already be ringing my opponent's alarm bells, and I'm sure. I don't know why you would do that there, but okay, fine. Either that or you forgot that the attack boost is only until end of turn, so there's also that. Scoops of shame are also very frequent against people who do not fully understand what is happening on the board. So let's see what else my opponent does here. I could like trigger Ring of Destruction right now, or he just likes it off. Okay, sure, Sprelf on board, so that's cool. Okay, bringing back carrots, so now would be a good time as any to do what I need to do here. So we activate Ring of Destruction. We're going to target their biggest monster right now, which is honestly just Gigantic Sprite. Sadly, it's not at 3200, but it's something. Damage is damage, especially with this deck. Once the game loads again, and there we go. So then we go one of the blast cards. Because once Carrot is on field, we're going to have a hard time doing our thing here. And then we also activate the Secret Barrel for 6 cards, and then Secret Blast goes for only 3. But hopefully it will be enough damage to deter my opponent from doing too many things, but we're gonna see. They are down to 2300, and let's see what else is gonna happen here. One thing to note about Trap Trick, if they target it prematurely, or rather, if you fire this prematurely, it will lock you out of activating anything else for the rest of this turn, like what we're going to do right now, unfortunately. So we have to do this now rather than later, but it will likely feign the negation from Carrot here, and it will force him to get rid of his Sprite Elf. Because Carrot, wow, he's gonna do it alright. Okay, sacrificing Kisikil for that. That's cool. And I mean, Leela has a way to get Kisikil out of rotation, or rather back into rotation anyway. So it's fine. We just need to somehow find a way to trigger Gravedigger's Trap Hole here. We'll find a way somewhere. Okay, so reviving back is a kill. And then they draw one card out of it, sure. And then let's see what else happens here. Um, let's see. Okay, setting 1. And then will they set 2? Will they be setting 2? No, they will link summon again. Is this Trouble Sunny? If it's Trouble Sunny, then okay. To be expected, Trouble Sunny has made an appearance. Just going straight into the end phase. Okay, sure. Sure, opponent. Then we draw a card. Duality is something, but it's not going to fully help us here. Standby phase, sure. Main phase 1. I mean, if he negates this, then I have a very slim chance of still doing something. But in order for him to do that, sure, that's fine. You cannot exactly... I don't know if he's trying to revive a monster in order to feed to Carrot, but I don't think it's going to work that way, opponent. The monster already needs to be on the field for you to sacrifice it to Carrot, and then Pot of Duality will trigger then. 2 and 3, that is semi-helpful, actually, question mark. We can still draw cards, but now he has fodder. So we'll just take a Dimension Wall and hope to be happy with it. We still have Gravedigger's Trap Hole should they have anything that is going to trigger out of the graveyard, which is right here, right now. Cool. So we can negate that with the Gravedigger's Trap Hole, I hope, question mark, once the prompt comes up. If it doesn't, then that means we can. Okay, yeah, because it activated in the graveyard, so yes, Gravedigger's Trap Hole, so this should put the Fear of God in them and force him to use Sprite Carrot's effect here. Yeah, there it is. So there's that, and I'm sacrificing Jet for it. That is fine, so this is less material on board that he has to use. So there is that, and there we go. Let's see what else he gets out of this. And Jet, yeah, Jet does his thing. And oh yeah, that's definitely going to seal the deal, because I know that that card, yeah, Smashers, this banishes a card that your opponent controls. So yeah, I highly doubt we're going to make it past the this card will not make it past the battle phase, and we're definitely as good as done here. And then he's going to summon back Kisikil and Leela, which Leela has a once per turn pop, so we're definitely not going to recover out of here. So yeah, and then there it is. So we're just going to move on to the next duel. Going second once again, and I love going second with this deck. We have a lot of good going second cards, but my opponent just immediately conceded. So this is either a bot that did not draw into the FTK cards that they needed, or they just simply surrendered because their hand is pee-pee poo-poo garbage, and we will find out right now by going over their deck. Well, we're here at my opponent's deck, and this is the state of what certain Master Duel deck builders are. Yeah, I mean, from what I've been told, Master Duel is the game of powerful one-offs that swing the game in your favor, but I honestly think that is an extremely ridiculous notion. Consistency is still extremely important. Getting to your cards as soon as possible and having the chance to get them is still far more important than just having the one of Silver Bullet that can kill your opponent. Excuse me. Oh wait, there's one more. Excuse me. That I do not like this style of deck building at all. No wonder you conceded right away, opponent. Just make this deck more consistent. I mean, I can see why, because the Horus cards all easily special summon themselves onto the field, and you can have as many as 4 of them on the field very easily, and then you just sacrifice them all to Obelisk and Tormentor. So I can see where that's coming from. But otherwise, a lot of one-offs just to satisfy summoning Thunder Dragon Colossus, and then a bunch of other defensive options. But no, this is just bad. This is just bad. Just move on to the next one. Going second in my... Oh god, my opponent has a Cyber's Field. He has an extra thick deck. opponent cannot decide how many cards they're going to use, so they just put everything in it. And we're gonna use Max C and hope and pray and just hope to the gods that they start comboing off. But I highly doubt they will. It's a 60 card. It's a 60 card deck. They could literally be anything and have. Well, actually, yes, they could literally have anything and everything in it. A Bone Archfiend, that does not bode well with what I think they're going to do. Sending Quillbolt Hedgehog. So this is just some combo shenanigans here. I'm not sure what kind though. We're going to find out. Okay, so it's going to send a card from deck to graveyard. Okay, so it's red dragons because I saw I saw a resonator. So why would he have a Quillbolt Hedgehog in it? I guess it's just additional synchro fodder question mark. But Red Dragon Red Dragon players are coping so very hard right now because King Atlas got some really good new toys like this one. But otherwise, no. I honestly would not recommend Red Dragon. Even in its current upgraded forms, it's just too glass cannony, I guess. Well, not glass cannony, a little too one note. There we go. That's a better descriptor for it. Swords of Revealing Light, even. Really, opponent, you really see this deck. This deck is so bad. It needs something like Swords of Revealing Light just to be able to survive. Ah, dear God. Well, too bad, opponent, because I'm the type of deck that doesn't exactly attack. I don't even destroy back row, but we're gonna find out soon enough here. Opponent, one thing to tell you though, if you cut down that, you won't even need cards like Swords of Revealing Light. But let's see if you have an Ash Blossom in your 60 card deck. If not, then you're just going to be having a really bad time. So let's see here, and we draw our 2 cards, and they're all pretty goddamn decent. Alright, cool. We set that, and we set this here, and then we set this here, and then we also set this card, and we also set this card. And your move, opponent, and I will start doing my thing during my opponent's draw phase. Unless they do something here, which they do have a face down. They could use that to summon something. But, oh, it's a quick play spell. Cool. Target a spell trap. Yep, my opponent is not just a Red Dragon player, he is an older school player. Because he's still using MST in the year of our Lord 2022. Not 2022. No, Jesus Christ, it's 2024 now. Jesus. That's not gonna do much. Gravedigger's Traphold is extremely conditional at that, so it's fine that he destroyed that one compared to all of my other trap cards that are here. So we'll use this. Use Secret Barrel while he still has nothing much. Then we'll use Secret Blast because I don't think they will be having too much else on the board, because knowing Red Dragons, they have only about like 2 to 3 monsters on the field at any given time, and then once they do manage to summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, which is a negate on legs, it's going to be very hard for me to do what I need to do here. Oh, excuse me. And we also have Mahama, which does something. But we still have 2 other ways to burn my opponent out once we do get to that point. So let's see. Okay, synchroing off. I'm guessing into base Red Dragon. Or they could also go into Scarred Red Dragon, which is one of the newer cards for this deck. But we're gonna see. Yep, they did go for Scarred Red Dragon Archfiend. So I mean, it's also named Red Dragon Archfiend if it's in the graveyard, I believe. No, only if it's on field or graveyard. Yeah, so not in that building. Okay, so he's using the once per turn effect of the continuous, and then Scar Security, destroy all spell traps. Okay, sure. I mean, it's a board wipe, so there's that. We could do something cheesy here. All right, so we're gonna use Trap Trick, and then we're going to get Boo Boo Game on the field. And because it will be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, we get 2 other cards. Oh my god. Yes, this is good. This is good. This is good. Um, since this can be activated this turn, or rather, they can be activated this turn, right? Yes. So we'll get Secret Barrel and Dimension Wall. So we'll get those two. We'll set them both here on the far right side. There we go. So that's one. And then a two. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Alright. And then once it loads in, and there we go. Alright, cool. So I could still burn my opponent for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So there we go. Alright, place in any order, and they're gonna stay where they are. There we go. Well, they sort of stay where they are. So let's see what else my opponent's gonna do here. They could just play. They could play conservatively now, because they're going to die from burning out once they overcommit here. So let's see. My opponent is thinking about it though. Had a sip of water there. Let's see what they're gonna do here. Okay, summoning that. We should. No, it's not a level 9. It's going to be level 10 though. It's still 6 cards. We could do this now rather than later before they summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. So yes, there's that. And then this is 3,000. And oh, because we already activated a trap card, we can't activate anything anymore. That is right, because I was under trap trick. Oh, that's unfortunate. This should have finished them off, but I mean, we still have a defensive option in Mahama, and then we have Lava Golem to hopefully finish them off when it comes down to it. So, my opponent is going to combo off with barely any consequences here, unless of course we get to the battle phase. So we'll just be back here once the battle phase occurs. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, we're here at the battle phase finally. And he's going to make this dragon hit slightly harder. Why? Wait, no. Why didn't you choose the mode that gives it 1,000 attack? How dare you, opponent? Wait, hold on. Let me get to your graveyard. Cannot activate cards or effects in response. Hold on. Battles an opponent's monster until the end of the damage step. Sure. Sure, opponent, sure. I'm going to save Mahama for the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane! This 3,500. Ow, oh no. What am I ever gonna do? Here, take a couple more. Take 3,500, opponent. Thank you very much. Come on. There we go. Alright, take 3,500, and there we go. Down to 900, I see. I wonder what card in hand can I use in order to finish you off here, opponent. He's going to be in for a really, really rude awakening. And I even have 2 lava golems. That's cool. I can basically BM him here. Okay, so we tribute this off, and we tribute this off for a lava golem. There we go. So have a golem made of lava. There you go, opponent. Okay, sure. Send to the game, destroy all attack position. Okay, sure. Red Dragon Archfiend, sure. That's fine. That's what it does, right? If this sent from the monsters onto the graveyard, special summon Red Dragon dead. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, okay. Only if it's sent as synchro material. What if it's not sent as synchro material? Oh, by the way, Lava Golem's special summon effect is not once per turn. Oh, my opponent's gonna be in for a hell of a bad time. Yes, I would like to tribute 2 monsters off. Thank you very much. So let's see here. Come on. There we go. So we tribute this off. Come on, tribute that. Once it registers, and there we go. Tribute those, and then we do this. And there we go, opponent. Now die in a horrible fire. Oh, yes. He has no way to get past this, I think. especially during the standby phase. Yeah, he has absolutely no way of getting past this. He's going to die in a horrible, horrible house fire. That's why I love doing this deck, and I believe we'll have to cut it off here, unfortunately, because this heat is getting to me, like it's freaking getting to me here. But yeah, this is Burn. You either win or you lose. Same with the stun deck that I piloted a while back, which by the way, I have a new version of it, just to combat this meta, this menace that is Snake Eyes, and my opponent, yeah, he just alt F4'd. You either win with this deck or you lose. And sometimes that's all you need. You know, as Hardleg Joe always says, sometimes you win and sometimes your opponent loses. So that'll be all for this run with Burn. I don't know if I will still be recording Yu-Gi-Oh consistently, but basically for as long as Snake Eyes are the dominant deck, I'll probably only have a Yu-Gi-Oh video monthly, and I will find some other game to fill in that hole for the time being, because good God, nobody likes seeing Snake Eyes. Just nobody. Everybody's pretty sick of the deck at this point. Here, Fire, yeah, sure, Konami, sure. So we're gonna cut it here, and if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.